Good morning, guys. Today, as you can see, that my whole entire RC rig is completely apart. I washed everything down last night and she is dried now. And today I am going to show you how to put this beast back together. So let's do this together and have fun, shall we? Alrighty. Been uploading videos to my YouTube account. It's taken forever. I got my differentials cleaned off, and as you can see, they are JB welded. Okay, they are locked in. I can't turn them. They're both the same, front and back. First off, we're going to start by putting a little bit of marine grease in our axle covers, lubing stuff up. And I like to use paper towels because this stuff is pretty sticky and it don't come off too easily, and it's not good in the washer. So let's go ahead and start by putting some grease, putting some marine grease on these differentials gears here. Start off by doing that. Remember, a little bit goes a long ways. Make sure you get these bearings that are right here. Make sure they're covered pretty good. Kind of smear that around. You can go ahead and do the other side. Put some lube on there. Nothing works quite right without a lot of lube, right guys? Alrighty, cool. We got one differential down. Go ahead and start the other one. Okay, come through, smear it on there. And again, you don't need a whole lot on either the gears here or in your gearboxes, because if you have too much grease, there'll be a little bit of binding and they won't mesh properly. They won't meet together properly. So, like I said, a little bit goes a long ways. Come through here. There she goes. Just done. Now, I'm going to start with the back axle. And you see the pinion gear inside there? Just kind of want to put a little bit of grease in this box, not a whole lot. Especially you want to put some around the bearing seats right here to keep out moisture or water and most of the dirt. Kind of stick your finger in there, turn this spur gear around so that everything gets lubed. Use your finger and run along the bead of the bearing seats. Okay. There she goes. Cool. Got that done. Now this morning was a little chilly for California. It's about 38 degrees. But that's a walk in the park from where I come from. But now I'm installing my gears into my gearbox. And the bearings just seat right inside the slots there. Now, I like to spin it a little bit. Okay. The back half of the gearbox just slides on like so. Okay. Now, I like to come through and spin this around for a few seconds, kind of get everything worked in. That's probably good right there. Kind of wipe down the excess grease that spewed out when you put it together. That way no dust, or that way it's harder for dust and dirt and gravel and stuff like that to stick to it, and it'll eventually start building up. Cool. Now, I'm going to put on my support ladder here, which not only holds this axle box here together, but it helps support my body when when time comes to put it back on. Seated in there like so. So. Cool. Now I'm going to start putting my screws in. There's 4 screws that go into each axle box here. Okay. Come through here. Put this guy on. Cool. Now, go ahead and screw these I'm going to screw these 2 guys in here, like so, right here. Cool. Tighten up. Not too tight, just kind of make them snug, that way you don't strip out your screw holes. Kind of snug her down just a little bit. Cool. Time for the last 2 screws that get connected to this. I spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours cleaning everything up last night, making sure everything was decently cleaned off. Cool. Your back axle is now ready to be screwed on to the body plate. Right back here. This is the back side, this is the front side, and this is the steering system here. And to do so, there are 4 screws that go to the bottom side of your gearbox. Go and slip these in real quick. Go ahead and get them started in there. Get all 4 in there. And then come through and kind of torque it down just a smidge. Go ahead and torque it down just a little bit, make it snug. Cool. Back axle is done. Now let's do the front axle. Again, we already got grease on the gears here. I'm gonna stuff some grease in here. Kind of spin this guy around a little bit. Cool. Go ahead and pack grease again right in the right where the bearing seat at. A little bit in there. That way it creates a nice solid seal. Cool. 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 Go ahead and put the gear in there. And this only fits in here one way, and if you get confused, you'll tell real quick, because it won't sit in there properly. Going through here, put the second half on, like so. Again, kind of come through, wipe the grease down that spewed out. That way there's less of a chance for gravel, dust, dirt, whatnot to get stuck around there and cause wear and tear on this metal. Like so. You're not going to get all of it, but you can get most of it. Okay. Then we go ahead and stick the other ladder on here, like so. That's ready to be screwed together. Okay. Once again, there's 4 screws that hold this together. And for those of you that are going to be watching this, or watching this now, if you get confused on where something goes, as long as you kept your parts booklet and your little diagram, you can go ahead and open that and use that if you have any troubles putting stuff back together. We all have that little problem once in a while. Kind of snug these down. Last 2 that hold this together. Snug it down, not too tight. Cool. This is now ready to be mounted onto the front side of your body, your frame. Just like so. Again, there's 4 screws that fit on the bottom side. Right here. It's always fun doing building and rebuilding and whatnot. You know, a lot of fun doing it. Helps you understand your RC a little bit better and where everything goes, how it fits, what moves what, how it moves. Kind of going to snug these 4 bottom plate screws down like so. Make sure to put your front support for your top upper control arms for the front side. And that fits in. That's this guy right here. It runs through, and that just fits in between this plate and the top of your gearbox. That helps support this up a little bit, and there's 2 screws for that. Come through here and tighten her down. Again, you don't want to tighten down all these screws so much. That way you don't put stress on your screw holes. You won't stress them out. Cool. Got that done now. Next thing that I am going to be doing is building my control arms back up. We got the 2 fronts, we got the 2 backs right there, and then these are for the steering. You got 4 bearings, 4 big and 4 small right here. You got your hex nuts to hold your axle and wheel on to make them spin, and we got the 4 small little pins. Okay, those are very important. So let's go ahead and start building up our control arms. Doesn't matter which end you start at. You can start on fronts, backs, it really don't matter. Cool.